This March Madness Betting Picks Part 1 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by our Bracket Madness contest. We're giving away $5,000 in prizes, and it's free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN.
Yes, March Madness Betting Picks Part 1 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by our Bracket Madness contest. We're giving away
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Heard a lot of cowardly takes over the last 24 hours on college basketball in general.
Well, this next man joining us in studio, no coward, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
I mean, Kramer, I want to say right now, this is a tournament show, winners only. Okay.
What? Oh.
I like that.
What is this?
Setting the bar.
Was that a racist Italian accent you were trying to pull off there? My God.
Well, look, I gave Kramer a warning. Well, you know, I helped him walk his dogs today.
You helped me.
Yep, helped him walk his dogs.
One of the dogs
sounds like an old guy who's like, "All right, I'll help you up the steps here."
One of the dogs did not like Colby.
I don't think Kramer was super focused. So
not laser focused.
Yeah, not laser focused. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying we're there, right? Give me a Nick Cage one of these.
Yeah,
let's go.
I'm there. Right. I feel very good.
It did hit me walking around today, just going, oh my God, in a couple days I'll be in a dark room. It'll be 9:15 a.m. I'll have a just giant juicy wad of flavored chewing tobacco because those fucking commies in California won't let you buy flavored chewing tobacco.
Newsom went for that. He couldn't tackle. He was trying to get rid of high school football, tackle football. That didn't work out.
Hey,
so he threw it on that. Then
if young people want. If you're 16 and you wanna put a plug of Chaw in that is a little mint, come on, what are we doing here? That is not the problem. Flavored vapes, fine, but flavored chewing tobacco, let me have my Chaw. Anyway, I'm going to be excited.
The chewing tobacco is too gay for California.
No, I just love that.
Get that fruity shit out of here.
Well, even basic flavors like mint, like come on, it's not like bubble yum. It's mint Kodiak, non-pouches.
No,
they got bubble tape. I saw
they're
at the 7-Eleven thing.
I mean, I guess. It does seem like a silly area to draw the line.
Yes, very silly. But we'll be hanging out there at the in the Westgate Theater there on Thursday all day. Going to be super fun there. And then if you are in Vegas, come by the Circa Sportsbook. We're throwing a party there for the first four. I'll be rocking my Lehigh jersey. It'll be a celebration party. I assume Colby and Kramer will be in their Prairie View A&M gear because they're diehard fans.
What do you mean?
Well, you got. I assume that. Why else would you come after me and Lehigh unless you were diehard Prairie View A&M fans?
This is fairly narcissistic of you, making it about you.
Yeah,
Colby and I have
my team.
An objective handicap, and it's about you.
Well, Colby's objective handicap when I picked him up at the airport was all over Lehigh, and then somehow his objectives changed.
I got a chance to think about it some and realized this Lehigh. Well, I remember that Holy Cross game where this ridiculous shot goes in to ruin my Holy Cross money line.
Prairie View A&M didn't have a couple of breaks.
Well, you know they're different.
What were they to win their conference? Weren't they like 40-1?
They were something.
Yeah,
something
so they were
like
a much bigger miracle story than Lehigh.
You know, we were just talking about this on the College Basketball Experience.
Feels like you're projecting
Subscribe,
now.
Tell a friend, and the SWAC schools, the numbers are all jaded because they play they open up the season on the road like November 3rd, all the way to like January 3rd. So they play like all these Power Fives, consecutive road games, like 20 consecutive road games or whatever. Maybe it's 12, maybe it's 15, whatever, depending on the team. So I think it cooks the books on their numbers because they're playing legit competition because it feeds their ecosystem. So I think their numbers are better than what we see. Don't always look into the numbers, guys.
That was a long way to say the conference doesn't suck. I mean, Ed Reed told us everything we needed to know about the operations of the
now
SWAC.
You're getting classic Giant fan. He's getting racist already. He's getting racist already. He's like Tish. Right?
Are they in the MEAC?
He's the only guy that supports Tish. Well, we don't know what he did on Epstein Island. We don't know what he did. He might have just been getting some sun.
Only organization leaning into the white running back, New York Giants.
I would say that.
How many black quarterbacks have started for the Giants again? What was that stat?
Well, Geno Smith.
That's
they
it.
ran
Right?
him out of town. Russell Wilson ran him out of town.
I remember the one time.
Fewest starts by a black quarterback, and they're going to hang a banner at MetLife. Fewest starts by black quarterbacks.
That's right. I'm surprised they don't have that up already.
It's great having Colby back in the studio, Kramer.
Yeah,
really bringing the heat.
Colby's got his go-to. Both of you got had by that graphic.
What graphic?
Total starts by
African
American.
I mean, come on.
They're definitely bottom in the league.
Okay. Yeah, you got guys.
I mean, you take the Eagles for example. What do we got? We got Hurts. We got Rodney Pete, Randall Cunningham.
What black starter did they have for?
I don't know I don't know the actual data. I just know that wasn't real.
Oh, that's real.
Okay.
I'll run I had AI run it for me.
Okay.
Well, they got to get one of those good old boys like a Manning, right? Down there, New Orleans.
They'll probably draft. They'll try and draft Arch next year. I'm sure.
And shout out to the great Nate Craig in the chat.
Yeah, shout out to Nate Craig.
Check out his comedy. Great comic.
Fuck the chat.
Hey, speaking of the chat, if you have not entered our free Bracket Madness contest, I said if we don't get these numbers up, no more free contests for the listeners. sportsgameonpodcast.com/bracket. Get in. 5K in prizes up for grabs. Free to enter. Completely free. Sign up with a sponsor. They're putting up a ton of $5,000 in prizes. sportsgameonpodcast.com/bracket. If you're not doing it, you hate money. I don't understand why you would not want to enter a free bracket contest. No idea. And we are also giving away $25,000 guaranteed. sportsgameonpodcast.com/survivor. Get in that. Very fun. Kramer, you like to give the overlay update?
Oh, I mean, if people want to know. I mean, I don't have to share it. There's an overlay. You might want to check it out.
sportsgameonpodcast.com/survivor. That is $25K guaranteed. Those are $10 entries. So I think you can do up to 25 entries. I'm in for 10. Maybe I'll toss in some more. They are fun. I'm already thinking, I do think I'm going to just get 25 entries and just shove on one team.
Maybe don't get more.
Why not?
Well, because that's all you're going to do.
Yeah, but that's fun. It's gambling.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess so. You could also just bet on the game. I mean,
well, I'm also going to be betting on the game.
Okay.
So you're anti-survivor?
No, I have 10 entries. I'm just telling you not to buy 15 more just to shove on one team. That's all.
He's a little heated after that.
Well, no,
you rattled him with the Giants talk, Colby.
Well, no, you're just gonna chop with yourself then.
What do you mean? On the first round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just pointing out that
But then I can go in all different directions.
Okay.
But then how would I chop with myself? I'm confused.
You're buying extra entries just to secure the same pot in the end. If you're just shoving round to round.
No, but I would adjust my strategy through the round.
Yes, but you're okay. You already have 10 entries. You would be adding 15 entries, and if your strategy was to shove, you would just be shoving into the same pot. And so you're increasing your investment by 150% for nothing. Yeah.
All right. I won't buy any more entries. Kramer talked me out of it.
No, if you're going to shove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't shove. Colby, what
it's like a binary conversation.
No. What am I missing?
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of games on the slate.
Yeah. Kramer's harassing me for. I don't.
You said you were going to buy 25 entries and shove. I said that wouldn't be a good strategy.
15 more.
Considering you're not going to increase the size of the pot.
No, I said I was going to buy 15 more entries and put it all on one team. I thought that was fun. I will not do that now.
Okay.
Well, what I was. It was an
Great
innocuous
bet.
comment.
Yeah, great bet.
Okay, I won't
Great
do
bet.
it. I won't do it. Kramer, let's talk about the games.
All right. I don't understand what's going on here.
Nothing. But
You're okay.
Well, I don't understand what's going on. Colby's snickering like a little bitch.
You seem a little fired up.
Who's fired up?
Okay,
it's tough. It's tough.
What's tough? What is tough?
Look, I don't think you're focused. I said that. I opened with this.
Here we go.
Walking the dog.
Colby's the one busting your balls. It's not me, Kramer.
Don't think he's focused. He was
I've been
chaperoning all
dominating
day.
you losers against the spread in college basketball for the better part since the lasers were
I don't
focused.
think he didn't have Idaho to win the Big Sky.
Since we focused the lasers all the way, aka the last month-ish. Been dominating you.
I don't know. You didn't have the scores of the conference tournaments.
I went 3-2 on the 5 lock day.
But I mean, those conferences.
And I gave Wisconsin in our in our latest contest entry, which apparently there's not a contest.
I'm looking at the Ivy here. I see he took Yale at -110. I cashed at +650.
You both were literally on Cornell.
No, Penn. We made a commercial of the fucking thing.
Get your head out of the futures. You were
first
both.
game. Yeah.
You sold everyone on Cornell
I'm talking
being a home dog.
+650 on Penn. That cashed to win the Ivy League. Where should we go next? Well, we all took Akron, Idaho, and the Big Sky. I was on that. You weren't.
Any of the ATS.
What can we go to next?
Add them up over the last 2 weeks of episodes. Feel free.
Cal Baptist at 155. This square went with Utah Valley at his nice +105. Sean, he a real risk taker there. This +105.
Continue.
Right. We had that +155. Me and Green. There's a couple sharps over there. Where else shall we go with this week? I mean,
SEC
+600 with the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Nice call. Let's go.
Who was on that?
Oh, did you jump on that one?
Who was on that?
Did you jump on that?
Well, you're looking at the sheet. Who was on that?
Well, it was me.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Colby, and Kramer.
Oh,
Kramer,
interesting.
nice hit on that one.
Feel free. Yeah, feel free.
But you also
the chalk didn't treat you so good on some of these, buddy. All right. I'm glad you got on the Arkansas one. I'm glad you got on that one. But some of the other ones, I'm just saying. I don't know about some of these plays.
Oh, and again, my ATS, I'm carrying the actual side, the bread and butter, aka the sides, and we don't really do totals, but the sides dominating. Been dominating. It's fine, but we can accept it. Would you like to start talking?
You
about
did get. Hey, you did cash on UMBC at -270.
Also cashed on UMBC laying the points in that championship game. Another game you tried to steer people on the other side. I mean, again, you were on Vermont, and Sean followed you, even though he knew the staples.
But you didn't take Howard yesterday, so you're going to eat that on the play-in game, right?
I did not. Well, what do you mean? That game hasn't happened yet.
I know, but I'm saying that's coming tomorrow.
Don't bring. There's been some line movement that's happened in UMBC Howard. That's UMBC Howard's down to a pick now, right?
Love my position. Love my position.
UMBC -2.5.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Nothing's changed with my handicap of the game.
All right.
And also the steam has not been very good lately, so I wouldn't end up following it. All right. First game. We're in Greenville, South Carolina. 9:15 a.m. in Vegas for the 9-8 matchup between TCU and Ohio State. Ohio State laying 2.5. Total is 146. First half total is 69.5. I'm already seeing people reach out with asinine and stupid questions about first half under bets. Just make the fucking bet. Bet your first half under. I've been very clear about it. Bet it early, and don't change the size of the bet. Just one size for all your bets. What are we doing here? First game. There's plenty of data floating around in terms of Jamie Dixon's tournament track record. Ohio State's been playing well lately. What's the play here, Colby?
I'm going to take the Horned Frogs here. I'm intrigued with this matchup because Ohio State has been playing good ball lately down the stretch, and TCU under Jamie Dixon has had tournament struggles, but it's Jamie Dixon. He's been coaching for a long time. Diebler's cookies over there. the coach of Ohio State, overachieved, never coached a tournament game. And TCU has been more battle tested than Ohio State. Ohio State's been, cooking the books a little bit on some of that dead weight they've played in the Big Ten, where I feel like TCU, they do have a win against the Florida Gators. They do have a win against the Texas Tech in Lubbock, but might I add, Red Raiders. I think TCU is the better team. I also think the crowd, because remember, this is in Greenville, South Carolina. Duke crowd, North Carolina crowd. TCU, not a blue blood.
I feel like there's no crowds in these early games, round one.
Okay, I think there'll be some there because the next game is Duke.
Duke
right?
Siena is the next game, correct?
So I think the second half you'll see them rooting against Ohio State.
Why is that?
TCU's they barely ever make the tournament. They're gonna just fade Ohio State because it's Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all over Ohio State. One, because it's fits one of our betting commandments here with the thou shalt not fade the free throws. Ohio State 77.5% at the line, favorite of less than 4 points, and you hit plus 77% from the free throw line. 41-18 ATS, 70%. Jamie Dixon, he does have a lot of experience in the tournament. He's in fact 10-19 ATS, so a lot of experience not covering spreads. Now to Colby's point, coaches who have the matchup experience are better generally. 30-16 ATS. Big 12 has been good in round one ATS, but so is Big 10. I think was 8-0 ATS in round one last year. So I don't know. I'm kind of throwing out both those. I think TCU's slightly better offensive rebounding. I get the experience from the coaching, but this is a close game. Ohio State's 7% better at the line, and they're getting 2.5 points and playing good ball as of late. So yeah, give me Ohio State.
Yeah, said I would follow more of the commandments this year. This is a free throw one. Also, 100% of the analytics sites that project numbers are north of the point spread here at 2.5. So Ohio State, lay it.
Do they project? Let me see this here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Also, the Big Ten crushed it last year. Didn't they?
4 trips. 4 trips to the Sweet 16 for Jamie Dixon.
Let's see
that one.
Oh, you can win, but
Ken Pom has 3, Torvik 5, Hoops 5, Evan Maya 4. If you're into those kinds of things. All right, game 2. And again, they give you this kind of awkwardly long 30-minute to do. So we get the first half under there. And oh, by the way, if I didn't mention, we're taking the first half under 69.5. 13 seed, game 2, Oklahoma City plays host, 9:40 a.m. on the West Coast. Got to find True TV. So it's that time of year where you have to figure out what channel True TV is. 13-4 seed matchup. Nebraska laying 13 against Troy here. Strong Troy logo here. Very, very creepy. Looks like that fake thing is moving. Troy plus 650 or so. I'm sorry, 675 on the money line. 137 is the total. 65.5 is the first half total. First game, as I mentioned, being played in Oklahoma City.
6 hour, 15-minute drive from Lincoln, Nebraska, by the way. So that's nothing.
Midwest. That's right down the street.
That's going to the store.
I think. I do think Nebraska will have the crowd here.
I do too. But okay.
No, go.
No. I was going to say I believe they have Houston and A&M playing at the same field. Well, they all used to reside in this conference.
Yeah, it's a court.
All right. Yeah, same court. My bad. They used to be A&M specifically used to be in the Big 12. And there was a school that would bitch besides Texas. It was Nebraska. I wonder if those A&M fans remember this and maybe want to root against Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah. Also, Troy is battle tested. They went to the tournament last year. Also, this is a team that went to San Diego State Viejas Center early in the year, won that game outright against Brian Dutcher and company.
Yes.
Right. They lose by 1 in double overtime to a USC team back when USC had everyone healthy. And Chad Baker Mazzara was focusing on basketball. What What? Nebraska's 6-6 of the last 12 games.
And Troy looks to get back Theo Sang, who gives them some added size.
And
there.
he went for 20 points, 8 boards against USC in that exact game we're talking about. That is a key guy to get back.
Now the case for Nebraska is you bring in Hoiberg, who has his teams have done well in March. But I mean, you look at the Nebraska numbers. And it doesn't. If you look at the season-long numbers, you're like, oh, okay, that's not that bad. But to Colby's point, like they have really hit the bricks late. Since February 1st, Nebraska is 132nd in offensive efficiency. And that's supposed to be their game.
And they have multiple. Like one of the things I love about Troy is they play to their competition. Really,
yeah.
They have multiple scoring options. You mentioned Sang, Cooper Campbell's gone, Victor Valdez up in the hills.
He's been clutch.
Yeah.
What about Thomas Dowd, workhorse,
Dowd
walking double? They call him.
Oh, Dowd. I want to say it was the exactly. I think it was the San Diego State game. He had a monster game, and the USC game actually. USC game. He also had 25 points, 19 boards that game. Whew.
Dog. And Scott Cross is a dog, has been very good. 58% in his career. He is above 500 ATS as a dog in 12 of his 13 seasons. So Troy also has never won a NCAA tournament game. 0-3. They're also winless in the NIT and CBI. But their first tournament win of any type was in D2, the Natty. So I mean I think the pressure of never winning a tournament game, having the fans may kind of get them to tighten up here a little bit. I just can't lay 13 points. I'm sure this is a trendy dog, but yeah, I can't lay 13.
I mean, Nebraska. You're telling me some of those Houston fans and A&M fans aren't going to be rooting for Troy on the money line?
I do think sometimes you apply a little too much of the romance of hatred through your own lens, Colby. Also, those games are the afternoon. Like you have the Vanderbilt McNeese game in between. So the A&M fans, like they're probably doing their pregame parade.
You don't think Vanderbilt fans would root for Troy out of the Sun Belt against Nebraska? From the mighty Big Ten?
Yeah, no, I think in general, what happens in these locations, they pull for the underdog.
Yeah.
And so absolutely, if Troy can make a muck of this and keep it close, certainly they're going to gravitate. Okay. So you guys are both on Troy. That's my concern though, Sean. This is going to be this. Is this not one of the games you've heard a lot of people talking about how they like Troy?
I don't know. I'm not going to get too into the bet splits.
A lot of people like the.
No, I'm not talking about bet splits. I'm just talking about like in terms of the games that are being spotlighted. As,
I mean,
because the Troy narrative is very.
Didn't a lot of people like Drake last year and they won a game?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Sometimes the analysis is accurate.
Seems like this is one of those games also because of Nebraska's form. We also touched on this yesterday, but the spreads are pretty astronomical across the board for the top 4 seeds. So I'll also take the points. In general,
yeah, I mean it's concerning that a lot of people like a dog, but I don't know. I can't.
Are we playing the money line here?
I think it's live. I do think this is one of the ones where it's live.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Vegas. I'm going to be hammered. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I guess.
I like gambling.
Yeah, no, I guess
a plus 675 money line against a team who's never won a tournament game. Sure, I'm a square. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna have a little sprinkle on that money line.
It's also early.
Yeah.
South Florida.
Great way to start the day.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll have that money line yet. South Florida, the 11 seed, Louisville, the 6 seed. This one's on TNT in Buffalo, 10:30 a.m. on the West Coast. Louisville laying 5.5, minus 235 on the money line. South Florida plus 200, 165.5 is the total. 78.5 is the first half total.
Now, Colby, what's the
we're under on this?
What's the isn't the coach? There's a coaching angle here where the coach of South Florida is from Buffalo, or
he's from upstate New York.
Yeah.
His father is first off, he's rumored for the Syracuse job too. So that and Providence. I think, and I'm referring to Brian Hudson, the head coach who was of South Florida that was recently with NATO to Alabama there.
Oh no!
But his dad his dad has dementia. Yeah, I almost said Alzheimer's. And he has not been able to ever catch him coach a game. He's come into this game, so we got a tragic magic situation going on. First situation for him to see his son coach a game in Buffalo, New York. Also, I just think South Florida's been playing damn good ball all year long, and
11 straight wins.
I've been a skeptic of Louisville all year. I've been a skeptic. Pat Kelsey came in. Yeah, he got the program back to where back on track, and he should be credited for that. But it's hard to fuck that up. Kenny Payne was so bad. Louisville wants to win. They spend like they want to win. So it's like, okay, congratulations. You're much better than Kenny Payne, but you still in almost every big test failed to me this year. Go look at it. Minus the Kentucky game.
I mean, the South Florida offense is legit. They put up 93 on Alabama. They beat Utah State in the non-con. They got the top 10 scoring offense, top 40 most efficient defense, top 15 pace, 7th in offensive rebounding percentage. Now the case for Louisville is obviously superior conference, pretty good at the line, pretty good at defense, boxing out the offensive rebounding.
But every time they had to leave because they got Kentucky on November 11th back in whatever they're calling the Papa John Stadium. Ever since he got racist, or they caught him going racist. I think he was always racist. They changed the name of that place, but who could have guessed that?
I heard it was entrapment.
He did say he was set up.
Remember,
he used the N-word as an example of like, hey, we can't be saying the N-word, but he used the N-word. It was some sort of like, I was using it in context.
Fair enough, but I sensed it when he was complaining about like the Obama tax cuts, and he lived in a house with 34 bedrooms and a moat. I was like, maybe you shut the fuck up.
It was funny. Right? They're like, all right, how do we cure racism? Okay, we'll put in Shaq. Shaq, you now own Papa John's.
Get on in there, Shaq.
He's like, hey, it's not racist anymore. Get that dipping sauce. It's Shaq time.
What if you
Louisville also failed to cover the spread in 5 straight NCAA tournament games. I love a good heater. Louisville's on a ATS not heater. This one is not my. I get it. I can see how Louisville could cover this, but 5.5 points with this South Florida offense, I'll take it.
I was going to ask you, what do you think the odds are if you have a moat that you're racist?
I was going to say if you have a moat.
A moat is designed to keep out certain undesirables, which makes you kind of come off racist.
Or, I mean, I'd be good if you have a moat. Like that should allow you to get out of paying taxes.
Really? Well, because you live on your own island.
You say, hey, I'm not part of this.
Well, I think it gets you out of anything.
Gotta have gators.
Come. You want the taxes? Come and collect them.
Yeah, come and get it.
Yeah, you gotta get through the moat.
Come across the bridge.
Yeah,
bitch.
tax collector.
Oh, that's right. There is none.
Oh, I pulled the bridge up. What are you gonna do now?
That's true. You know what? I'm glad we talked this out.
You have Simply Safe. I got a fucking moat.
Yeah, well, Simply Safe should come out with a moat. If you're a security company, you should offer moat.
Get them
services.
off them using everyone's videos for AI. God knows what else.
So
Colby, it sounds like you're obviously on.
Well, I just want to paint this picture of Louisville away from home this year when they leave. Because they played one game against Cincinnati. It wasn't a true road game because they played at a neutral, but it was in Cincinnati. But you have so many Louisville fans there, it doesn't count as a road game to me. I'm not saying this is a true road game, but I don't know how many Louisville faithful are going to go to Buffalo, right?
Would you?
No, but I think the people that go to these games are local people. Like if you live in Buffalo, hey, that's something to do here. You'll go to the game and you'll root for the local kid. Like I think they view the South Florida coach as like the local guy.
Also, there's like a big snowstorm hitting the Northeast right now, so I don't think that they're just going to go to the place that's probably getting the most snow.
And to Colby's point, Louisville 3-8 ATS on the road.
I agree with you. I think in general, the idea of a destination, like maybe if you're a diehard, you're going to these games, but more likely you're going to the Sweet 16 location or further, right? Sweet 16 location is generally a bigger gym, like bigger city. And so
you wait until your team wins a couple games.
To the idea again, well, the crowd usually is going to gravitate towards the dog. Now, does it help that the dog in this case is coached by a kid who's from, and by the way, we should get this right. He's from Jamestown. which
John Smith. He ran through that.
That's
right?
where he went to high school, at least. And he was born in Olean. These are two places right along the western New York, northern. Is it, I guess
that's the other
Pennsylvania?
Huh? Okay.
Yeah. So he basically, western Pennsylvania, or I'm sorry, western New York, northern Pennsylvania, part of the country. I can be completely honest. I have not been there
to Buffalo or to Jamestown.
Anywhere in this part of New York, I've not been to. Not been to Buffalo.
It's cold.
Never seen Niagara Falls. Certainly.
It's nice.
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to take your word for it. Anyway, so yeah, I worry about.
Kramer really hates Niagara Falls.
No, I have no problem with Niagara Falls. I've just never been there.
I heard the Canadian side's better.
Well, I mean, what are you, one of those American hating?
Already Benedict.
More questions than answers.
I don't know. I think the questions are, well, what happens to the people that go off the falls in those barrels? It does seem that the coach narrative is also going to be very chalky, as most narratives are this time of year. Here's what I'd say: South Florida quite good at getting to the line and shooting their free throws. Could that be the difference? Now, we did discuss Louisville as a contender or a fringe contender. I've seen some people expand the contender series for Ken Palm to 25 and 25, which they would match that criteria.
Well, we also should hit it that Michael Brown is a game time decision. That's one of their best players. I think he's going to play. I think they sat him out of the ACC tournament.
Sounds like everyone's
on purpose that for him to play, but it's noteworthy.
He's their best player, right?
Yes.
So a little bit of question there, a lot of good narrative stuff, and I think South Florida, between the offensive line or the offensive rebounding and the free throw line, give me the points. Not a lot of chalk coming out for me so far. We'll change that right now. TBS, Portland, Oregon, great spot for High Point and Wisconsin. The 5-12 matchup, 10:50 a.m. out in Vegas. Wisconsin laying 9.5, -500 on the money line. High Point +395. 164 is the total. 77.5 is the first half total. We're going under.
Love Wisconsin here again. They fit the free throw commandment, 77% plus. But they are a favorite higher than 6, so it knocks it down to a 63% cover rate. So still good, but not obviously as good as like the smaller. Obviously, it benefits you more if the spread is smaller, or if you're a dog. Wisconsin 6th in the nation in the last 5 games, according to Bart Torvik. And that matches the eye test. They're playing really good basketball. I think I just look at this game and it's, to me, High Point is just a shittier version of Wisconsin. Like everything Wisconsin does well, High Point does better. Does their version of it. They're just smaller and not as athletic. Like Wisconsin has a bunch of big guys who can hit threes. I just think they're going to be incredibly outmatched. High Point has not played a single top 100 team this season. And then you just look at the last 10 Big South teams that escaped the play-in, all lost by double digits. The conference is 1-8 ATS as a underdog over the past decade. So, Big South teams in general, 1-30 all time in the tournament. Colby, do you know the one Big South team that won in the tournament?
Whew.
Give you a hint. 2007.
Was it against Kansas?
Winthrop
against Kansas, right?
I don't know.
Or Syracuse.
I don't have that.
11
seed Winthrop in 2007. I get, like, to me, High Point is just a poor man's.
It's Notre Dame,
Wisconsin.
Okay, way off.
They're gonna
Notre Dame. They beat by 10 points.
They're gonna get run out of the gym. And High Point actually seems to be like a trendy pick as a dog.
I'm with you too. I know High Point spent a lot of money on their program, but they were, to me, a lot better with Alan Huss. Like this year's team, okay, they still ran through their conference. They spend like double more than maybe even triple every other team in their conference. They still never really passed the eye test to me. Like close games against 3-point win against Presbyterian. They had a overtime win against Charleston Southern by 2. You know, like they just haven't passed the eye test enough. Meanwhile, I've been saying this all year. Greg Gard, I was not the biggest supporter of Greg Gard over the years, but I got to give him his credit. He switched up their whole entire style. We never really see this from coaches where they change while they're in their tenure. Their whole approach of basketball has really changed, and a lot of it has been with this great guard play. Nick Boyd and John Blackwell have been fantastic. They've got the best road wins the entire season, and guess what? They've already played a game in Oregon and in Seattle. I think Wisconsin's going to fuck them up, dude. I think it's going to be a double-digit win. I actually think there's a shot for the alt line here.
Well, and I would say too, Wisconsin coming off a loss in the conference tournament. So if there was any sort of, hey, we won. I mean, again, I would probably still take them over High Point, but sometimes these teams that play a bunch of games in the conference tournament go on a bit of a run. You know, thinking of Arkansas there, you can be a little complacent in that first game. Wisconsin coming off that loss, I think they're going to be locked in, and you're probably getting a point value.
And to Nate Craig's point on Wisconsin, I know he's from Madison. Boyd came over from Florida Atlantic. He was part of that team that went to the Final Four. He's been in college basketball for a long time. March Madness to me is always about veteran guard play.
Yeah,
they have great veteran guards.
Well, they check a lot of boxes.
High Point wants to speed you up. Part of that's the ball pressure, the turnovers, and you look at Wisconsin's backcourt, and what do they have? As you highlight, experience, and so you're taking away basically the strength of that High Point defense. And really, what they want to do is they want to run and they want to speed you up on defense. And I think that it's just kind of to Sean's point. I've heard other people make this comparison too, like they're similar teams, kind of. But Wisconsin is like an elite 3-point shooting team. High Point is not an elite 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
And so you have a pacey team that might not be able to cause havoc on defense going against an elite shooting team. That equals blowout. Wisconsin.
Let's go.
What do you think about that alt line?
I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense because to your point, you know, this could get away from High Point very quickly. I mean, again, if Wisconsin stays clean on offense, which they've been doing, and they hit their shots, and High Point is just like they're still running and they're losing the possessions. They're going to create. Yeah, I certainly would. If you're asking me of all the games we're going to talk about, I mean, what maybe we, I haven't seen, I wonder what the Circa will offer us in terms of alt lines here, but yeah, maybe we look to get this up to like a plus 200.
We didn't even mention that like Wisconsin. I mean, I mentioned they came out there before, but like, dude, from High Point, North Carolina, furniture capital, right? All the way to fucking Portland, Oregon is massive.
Yeah.
You're also fading the team with the longest winning streak in the country. And so that's also kind of, cause I do think another narrative I've heard a lot of people say, is just kind of like that, like High Point is a team that you should be aware of because they've won 14 straight, nation's longest winning streak, et cetera, et cetera. Let's go back to Greenville, South Carolina, 11:50 a.m. in Vegas on CBS. I don't know why CBS, they want to put the marquee, like CBS is the marquee channel and you put Duke Siena on that, I don't understand.
These first round 28.5 point spreads are tough.
If you recall, Sean, one of the commandments used to be just look the other way with the 1 and the 2 seeds. Because it's just insane. Now then we realize we should really be betting on all these games anyway. So we took it out of the commandments. Duke, the 1 seed, is laying 28.5 against Siena, the 16 seed. Siena 50-1 on the money line. That's the Circa price. I know you can find the Blue Book has 65-1 if you're looking to get nuts. 136 is the total. We're going to play the under first half total of 64.5. I believe it's the lowest total. I take that back. Houston, Idaho is actually a little lower. It's the second lowest total we will talk about here for the first halves. Yeah, I guess you have some narrative that you'll hear about Siena because people want to let you know Jerry McNamara, the Syracuse guard, is the coach here,
national champion,
and national experience, and I believe he just got a new contract.
I still think like Syracuse is. We haven't heard anything from Syracuse.
You
Maybe
think
it's
he can
Hodgkins.
get the Syracuse job?
I mean, you upset Duke. I guarantee you the alumni will be making some fucking calls. I'll tell you that. Bob Costas and his pink eye will be making that phone call, right? But Duke, this is really just about to me like, okay, Caleb Foster's out at least to the Final Four. Patrick Ngangba, the big man.
Sorry, who? Not gonna work
he's
here.
A game.
Is he working at the restaurant?
He's a game time decision. So I mean, why would you play him if you're a 28.5 point favorite?
No,
right?
and
why?
And I think it's honestly tough to find angles on this game. MAAC has obviously been horrible against the spread. And even in the tournament, even with St. Peter's run to the Elite Eight in 2022, they're still 16-14 ATS in conference. But I think the fact that they're coached by Jerry McNamara, there will be with John Shire. Now Shire is 3-0 ATS in the round of 64. Siena was very close to hitting the 77% magical line. They're 76.9 from the free throw. I think the fact that they have Jerry McNamara, there's a little, maybe some skull and bones going with Duke and Syracuse. I don't think they're going to want to embarrass kind of a guy like Jerry McNamara. I'm grabbing for straws here, but what other angle do you have on the 28.5 point spread?
They played Siena once in their existence, Duke did, right? It was 2015 when Duke won a national when Duke won a national championship this year. And this was at Cameron Indoor. They still only won by what? 18 points, right? That's a huge number.
The reason
for guys that are injured, huge number.
Yeah. Well, also the main reason you take this number is because Duke has no. They're already injured. There's no reason to keep their guys out there forever. The reason you don't take the number is that when Duke brings in their backups, they're still probably capable of waxing the floor with a team like Siena.
28.5.
I'm with you. I'll take it.
My only bet in this game will be.
I told myself two things.
Oh no, Carolina fans will be in here too.
Yeah. Again, part of the reason why
they're moving the needle.
I mean, UNC fans is look. Duke's a private school. They don't have nearly the enrollment of North Carolina. Right? They're gonna be all there.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone hates Duke. You remember that's when Frank Martin got Duke. Is when now granted he was the head coach of South Carolina.
Also, if you're watching the video, it's very funny with the split video screen when Colby reaches out
and your
to his right and it comes. Yeah, Colby, reach out to your right like you're making a point. Yeah, I don't know. Some cracks you. Yeah, I'll take Siena in the 28.5.
I mean, come on. What does he say? And why say no when it feels so good to say yes, Sean? Right?
Exactly.
We all hate Duke, right? We have this in common.
I mean, come on. And just in case a miracle happens. Well, you don't. Just in case a miracle happens.
You don't want to be on the wrong side. You don't want to laying 28. You don't want to be the
assholes laying 28.5 and Siena wins outright.
Hold on. So we do have to check. Do they have? Let's see. Cam Boozer 6'9". Does Siena have anyone that can guard?
No.
Well, I mean, he's NBA pedigree. That's a tall order.
They have. So they have a guy named Tasman Goodrick, 6'10". And then a guy who rarely plays, Riley Mulvey, 7 foot.
Mulvey's going to get a lot of minutes.
Tajay Jones, the forward for Siena, 6'8", right? I think that's got a little bit of size there. What about Tasman? Tasman's what, 6'10" from 6'10". Sydney, Australia?
You think he wants any of that sauce?
I don't know about that. But they stay. Duke wins. Duke classes it up. Duke's not going to want to get more injured. They have TCU on deck.
Duke classes it up. That's funny. I mean, I'm with you. I'm here. I'm here for it. I think no need for the blowout. My model has this at 26.6. So tons of value in Duke. Are you actually going to be? I'm sorry, in Siena. Are you actually going to play the Siena money line, Sean?
Probably not.
65 to 1.
No. I'll save my Derek donations at the Circa for Lehigh money line. On Friday?
Did you think that UMBC was live against Virginia?
I did not. No, I did not, because they weren't even the one seed in their own conference. No. They were starting a 5-5 point guard.
Oh, remember that guy got hot too. All right, let's head back over to True TV because we already found the channel earlier today. 12:15 p.m. on the West Coast. We're in Oklahoma City for McNeese No longer McNeese State, by the way, just McNeese taking on the 5 seed Vanderbilt.
If you go to the campus of McNeese, you will find Joe Dumars Avenue.
Oh,
yeah,
very nice. Vanderbilt laying 11 minus 700 on the money line. McNeese plus 520, 150.5 is the total. We're all going to take under 71.5 for the first half total. I know Vanderbilt did not win the conference. It does seem like the way that Vanderbilt closed out the season, they might be a little overrated coming into March here.
I don't know. To me,
meanwhile, McNeese, tons of experience, especially with the guy who carries the boombox out onto the court. Are we just not going to address the fact that he tried to transfer to NC State? It failed so miserably. He was back at McNeese
he found
before
out
the end of the season.
That's just a mistake. All right.
I heard it was his grades.
Trying to be Radio Raheem over here.
He couldn't get into NC State. His grades were too low.
Well, I mean, right off the bat here, Vandy 79.3% of the line. So anyone who's over 77% of the line, you're going to need a good reason for me not to take them. And I don't know, Kramer, for me, Vandy was awesome early. They hit a stumble there, but then I thought closed out pretty good late. I don't have them going on a crazy run, but I do think the guard play that they have matches up pretty good against McNeese State. Now this number's, you're laying double digits. McNeese not a pushover, but I'm going to be laying 11 with Vandy.
I love laying 11 with Vandy.
I'm on Vandy, but I'm not.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
High confidence.
Look, Will Wade's gone. A lot of that team is gone. Bill Armstrong walks in there, right? Okay, credit to you. You won, but they also have this deal where you won your conference, but you were playing home games, even though you weren't even the 1 seed, right? And if you watch them throughout the year, they weren't not the same to me. Any tournament team they played, or really any tournament team they only played 2, Michigan and Santa Clara. They got destroyed by both, right? I just think they've been a little phony this year. They should have lost to UT Rio Grande. They got some home cooking there. The Mexicans were definitely the better team, and I just don't think this team has passed the eye test this year nearly as much as last year. I think it will be a trendy pick because last year they beat Clemson in the first round. I think Byington is a legit beast of a coach, and Vanderbilt is going to destroy McNeese State. I think.
Yeah, I don't have a. I mean, I think my statement when I first looked at the 5-12 matchups were, I kind of think, especially in these two, and again, Vanderbilt I think is coming in overvalued a little bit, but I kind of think that's going to be the play because similar to my thoughts on High Point, I do think, like what you said, McNeese will be a popular team, especially in brackets. Not that it matters with the bets, but to your point, it's a complete other than the guy who carries the boombox who got all the NIL deals. Because he carries the boombox out. Which, by the way, turns out he transferred home not only because of the classroom situation, but he is from that area, so it was one of those things. So he's happy to be back.
Sure.
With McNeese,
he went to Raleigh and tried carrying a boombox around and got no ass. That's what happened. Breakdown.
He probably got his ass kicked.
He went to the pussy.
And they stole the boombox.
What if I did that? Well, I believe you would get your ass kicked.
I mean, look, and I see the chat's talking about Larry Johnson, the freshman from McNeese, is a beast, but he's also a freshman.
This is me taking my medicine with Vanderbilt because when I've faded them, I've been wrong, and they are a solid team, and I guess you can take some solace from a team that starts well, struggles, and then recovers a little bit. So we'll lay another big number with a 5 seed.
Yes, the 5-12 seed is dead. Hey, you guys haven't signed up with Kalshi. What are you waiting for? Trade away. Get in on the action. College hoops over on Kalshi. Available in all 50 states. New traders get $20 in their account when you use our promo code SGPN. T's and C's do apply. But they got big news over at Kalshi. Kalshi is giving away $1 billion for the perfect bracket, which is pretty insane. I mean, as when I said that to Kramer, I go, Kramer, you hear this? Kalshi's giving away $1 billion for a bracket. He goes, well, you're not gonna have a perfect bracket. But I said to Kramer, Well, one, no negativity, but two, what if you did have a perfect bracket and you didn't also enter it on Kalshi? Then you would feel like an insane idiot.
Yes.
Then maybe you would probably win our bracket contest. I don't know what the tiebreakers are, but either way, I would feel dumb if I missed out on $1 billion. And imagine, I said to Kramer, also why you got to enter the $1 billion bracket is because when that first game tips on Thursday, you're live, baby. You're live for $1 billion. Get in. Why not? Kalshi.com/billion-dollar-bracket for more info. A lot of terms and restrictions. You can do all the reading, but again, Kalshi, you can trade anything, including college hoops. Download Kalshi today. Use our promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog. They get you covered for Pick'em. Almost every sport, but of course, college hoops. Play $5, get $50 in bonus funds, and use our promo code SGPN. 2 pick entries return you 3.5x. 3 pick 6.5x. It's a juicy multiplier. Colby, let's get right here. What do you like for a college hoops pick?
We are going to get right here. I will take you to Victor Valdez. All right, just like Juan Valdez, right?
Yeah.
They say good for the cup, even better for the planet, Sean. This will be good for your bank account, even better for the Circa. So he's going to get higher than 10.5 points. All right. I mean, shout out to Beanick. He was on this one, and look, he dropped 24 points against USC. Like, I mean, in big games, he has shown up this year. So Victor Valdez and Troy, we all like Troy. Let's go there. And then let's not overthink this. Acuff, the best player in college basketball, arguably right now. What is it at right now? 20.5. What is it? What's
Acuff?
Yeah. For Underdog.
Hold on.
I think it was 20.5 from yesterday's show that it was, or earlier tonight's show, right?
For points.
Yes.
26.5.
Yeah. Let's load up on that. He's dropping a ton.
Okay.
I like how we just keep adding in Darius Acuff stuff.
Well, I mean, look, Hawaii plays
not?
man to man. Like, this dude is the best player in the sport right now. Like, and I think Hawaii is going to cover this game. So I think that's the play all day, right?
So we
there.
got Darius Acuff higher 26.5 points. Did that go up from
I thought it was
yesterday's
lower.
episode?
I thought it was. Did we not take? I thought
it was
find
maybe
it
25.5 yesterday. Could
Well,
be
I
wrong.
can jump on a different one if you want.
No. I like loading up.
We can
on
go
one
for
guy.
3. We can go for 3. You ready
Give
for
us
this
another
one?
Yeah.
Gonzaga, Kennesaw State.
Okay.
Tyon Grant Foster, right? Lower than 19.5 PRA. All right. The guy's been injured some this year. He's a bench guy, doesn't get major minutes. I think Kennesaw is going to cover that number and give them a little bit of a game, but he's just not. He hasn't done it all year. I know he's an old veteran, but if you look at this, I think that his numbers are off. I truly believe if you look at like his past 10 games, this would have gone in his last 11 games. This projection would have gone 8-3, Sean.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at. Tyon Grant Foster, lower 19.5 PRA. Darius Acuff, higher 26.5 points. Victor Valdez, higher 10.5 points. $100 entry returns you, my God, $669 over an Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN. Kramer. Oh, and Kramer, we did have to discuss some listener feedback we got over on Spotify.
Victor Valdez also spelled it with a Z. Just worth noting.
Victor, or you mean Juan?
Juan. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Victor spells it with an S.
No, he spells it with an S. Correct.
Yeah, correct.
Shout out to everyone on Spotify, responding to all questions and comments on Spotify, and appreciate everyone tossing us those 5-star reviews over at Apple Podcasts, climbing up the charts left and right. Appreciate you guys. This is a question, not really a question. This is an insult, I would say. Steven writes in, your picks are wrong most of the times. Please issue a disclaimer that your picks are random and mostly don't work. Oh, Steven, this guy doesn't like to have fun. And as I pointed out, we recommend people only tail our winners.
Can you imagine listening to a show and then getting to the point emotionally where you want to leave that as a review?
Hey,
No,
I got news for you, Steven. This is not actually the Sports Almanac. If it was, I wouldn't be sitting next to these two guys. I'd be laying on a pile of cash.
You'd have a place called Stacking Money Greens, a casino.
Yeah,
right?
and I would be like Biff Tannen. I'd be trying to screw Marty's mom, who was very attractive.
Remember, he was in the hot tub with like two chicks watching a Clint Eastwood Western, and then they had the chicks no interest in the movie, and like Clint Eastwood gets shot with the bulletproof vest on, and then the bulletproof vest drops, and he looks at the chicks and goes, "Bulletproof vest, pure genius." I mean, come on, this guy's the best.
Well,
Biff Tannen.
Yeah, and it reminds me of the guy where what would you do with $1 billion? I tell you what I do. Two chicks at the same time. Well, not all women are into money.
And he bought fake tits for his wife.
Yeah, that was class act. Well, the type of women that double up on a dude like me are. And then
big Office Space show.
Yes. And then this other guy, Mike, writes in, Miami is like a 10-minute drive to Dayton. You sound like idiots. And I go, what? I was trying to remember the show, and I go, well, I feel like we're talking about Colby and I were on Miami of Ohio and saying, hey, this is going to be a home game for them. They're big home dogs. And then Kramer reminded me, Kramer, what was it that you said about the good folks of Miami of Ohio?
I wasn't sure they would be able to afford transport to Dayton from from the campus.
Yeah,
I thought it might be a little bit much.
The sarcasm.
Oh, gas prices are very
these
high.
days they don't teach sarcasm, right? They just don't teach sarcasm.
No,
right?
I totally forgot Kramer's insult.
Well, I was assuming that he was making a joke by it being Miami, maybe Miami, Florida.
No, I was just leaning into my idea that most people from the Midwest,
and he is
struggle to make that trip.
Mike is the idiot. I'm looking at it right now in current traffic, which is none. 58-minute drive from Miami University to Dayton, Ohio. So who's the idiot now, Mike?
That's a long time to keep your attention on the road.
Yeah.
You think someone from the Miami of Ohio could make that drive?
They might go to the wrong Miami.
I mean, are we sure that they even know where Dayton is? I mean, Sean and I have been there. The GPS doesn't work the same.
Dayton? I've been to Dayton.
In Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a lot of metals in the building. It throws the antennas off. All right, back at the games. North Dakota State, a 14 seed, which this feels like I'm just going to predict the Colby way too cute play. I didn't do any intel to know what he likes. We're in Buffalo, New York, which Buffalo, that's close to a Bison. 1:05 p.m. on the West Coast. TNT, Izzo and Michigan State showing up, laying 16.5 minus 1800 on the money line. North Dakota State plus 1050. 150.5 is the total. We're going under 67.5 for the first half total. A huge spread here. I do feel like my experience laying big numbers with Izzo in the first round is typically scary. What are you doing here, Colby?
Well, he classes it up normally. You know what I mean? Like he is one of the coaches that historically I feel like does not drill teams.
His ATS record would beg to differ. 32-20-2 ATS in the
tournament. Okay, but in general, I think like
I'd like to see that when he's laying
against
15 plus. When he's a 2 seed, 1 seed.
Look that up then. I would say this too. I think in other years, fine. In general, when the 3 seeds favored by 12.5 or more, 3 seeds 23-4 straight up 16-11 ATS, small decent sample. To me, why Michigan State really is the play here in this particular scenario is they're coming off back-to-back losses. So I think you are going to not get off to a slow start. And obviously they're a much better team than North Dakota State. I mean, free throw percentage, offensive rebounding,
pride of the Summit League. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, hats off to them for winning the Summit League. I just think they're going to be completely outmatched against this Michigan State team. So I
think you're right, but I also think it's just too many points. It's just a little bit too many.
I get that, but they lost to Michigan and UCLA, and this is when Izzo's again. When we talk bracket, I feel like this is when Izzo shines. When they get knocked out in the first game of the Big Ten Conference tournament, he has all week to be foot firmly up his team's ass, getting them ready for this game.
Bryant by 25 in the opening round last year, but historically, 10-point win against USC in the opening round. 1 point win against Davidson.
USC is a little better than North Dakota State.
1 point win against Davidson. Overtime loss to UCLA in the COVID season, right? Or the next year, with no fans. 11-point win against Bradley. 4-point win against Bucknell, right? 7-point win against Georgia. Lost to Middle Tennessee in the opening round. 15-point win against Delaware. Most of these are within that number. 11-point win against Valpo. Most of these are within that number. I'm high on Sparty in this postseason too, but I just think it's a big number.
Doesn't sound like you're
calls
that high
off the dogs.
No,
Sparty wins by 14.
Calling off the dog. So
they're going to be up like 22. North Dakota State will get some garbage points late. Get the backdoor cover.
So sorry, 32-20-2 is a favorite. 15-16 ATS is a dog. I don't know. I double check that, but. Yeah, I'm all over on Michigan State. I see the case. It's a lot of points, but I just the fact they're coming off those 2 losses to end the season, I think locks them in.
I mean, that's a fair point. I also think like it is an interesting matchup because the strengths of Michigan State match up well with North Dakota State's, but I just feel like it's a bit too much. I think this is like 13, 14 point game.
Michigan State 4th in the country in offensive rebounding. It's insane.
Yeah, I think both teams are pretty good at rebounding, and I think that's kind of what Colby's highlighting. They both shoot the 3 ball pretty well. They both rebound pretty well. I think this will be the game that puts the. I really wanted to be on Michigan State here, but I found this to be.
And just
Colby,
take Michigan State.
No, this is a very large number for Michigan State, and. This is not one.
Well, just think of that Bryant game last year. This is their equivalent to Bryant.
I did look at that game, and I think that the difference between that matchup and this matchup is, like Colby said, like they're this. Like if North Dakota State plays a very good game, they like this. There's no reason this couldn't be like a 8-point game or whatever. I don't think this game has a tremendous blowout potential. I think both teams generally want to play deliberately slow. I think that takes away from a big point spread as well. So yeah, now I've talked myself more into it. Give me the points. Hawaii taking on Arkansas. It's a hell of a matchup here in Portland, Oregon.
It's a hot ticket to Hawaii.
And the 10th island, Portland, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Some might say that a portal maybe 1:25 p.m. on the West Coast on TBS. The 4 seeds laying 15 in Arkansas, minus 1400 on the money line. Hawaii plus 875. 160 is the total. We're going under 76.5 for that first half under. I will say, I feel like if you consume college basketball content, you've probably heard someone today say how good Darius Acuff is.
Yep.
How he's potentially the best guard that Calipari's ever coached, and how this crazy Hawaii team that they're playing,
no switch defense.
They don't double team no one. They play man up. And it's like, okay. So if that's really the case, and we really believe that they're going to make 0 adjustments to how they play ball, then they're just going to get run off the court. That doesn't seem like a good strategy when you have a guy that is, I think, fairly consensus opinion that he's like, if you're looking at pure output and not projection, he's the best player. He at least on the offensive side of the ball, he's the best guy.
I like, and that was my initial thought, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but like doing a deeper dive here on this Hawaii defense, it's kind of worked for him. I mean, Ken Pom has him 43rd in adjusted defensive efficiency. I mean, some metrics you look at 12th in defensive effective field goal percentage, or sorry, 12th in a defensive effective field goal percentage in the tourney. So they're up there. And you look at the conference in general, Big West teams 2-3 in the last 10 tourneys when Siena's at 12 or 13. All 3 losses by 3 points or less. Calipari himself, 21-3 straight up in the round of 64. Sounds pretty good. Only 11-3 ATS. And Ryan, one of our old commandments, thou shalt fate the conference tournament winner. I think it kind of applies here. Arkansas, you look at this schedule.
Who?
What's up?
Who does it apply to?
Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he's saying Hawaii
yeah.
1 and 2. Yeah.
No. But I'm saying, look at what Arkansas had to do. They had to win on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then you got to travel to Portland. That's not the easiest. And then also lay 15 points. I mean, Hawaii didn't have to play on Sunday. They were where was the Big West Conference tournament?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Much easier. Like
They're staying out here too. They're not going back to Hawaii,
which makes sense. So they get an extra day of rest, less travel. They play pretty good defense. They fit that model. They have a bunch of upperclassmen. They're pretty good at rebounding. They funnel 2s. They take away the 3s. Again, I think A-Cup's going to put the team on his back. I don't necessarily think they're live on the money line, but I think 15's a lot considering the situation for this Arkansas team. So I will take Arkansas in the points. Kramer or Colby?
I'm with you. I mean, as much as you like A-Cup, I expect
he's awesome though. It's gonna feel.
I mean, he's the best player in the sport right now. Like you can make that argument, but I do believe Iran Ganat there will have a plan defensively to try to counterbalance that. Or Iran Gano, is it Ganat? But either way, like this is a guy, he's been to the tournament once with Hawaii and they upset Cal in the first round.
And a lot of times with these big dogs in the tournament, they just get run out of the gym because they have no size. But Hawaii does have Isaac, Big Fish Johnson, the 7-foot center.
Fresh fish.
Just picture us pounding that at the Barry Manilow Theater, right? That's a different. On other nights, that means different things at the Barry Manilow Theater.
I was going to say.
There's a lot of angles to this, though.
Yeah.
All right, look, Calipari, short of last year's first year at Arkansas, guess who they got in the first round?
Who?
Kansas. Kansas is a classic. Like Calipari is a dog against elite competition. He's one of the best to bet on, but against mid majors, he's had his issues lately. Jack Golke going for 11 threes as Oakland. There's a reason why he couldn't walk his dog in Lexington. It's because Golke went off and he lost to Oakland, right? The year before that, they barely got by Providence, who isn't a super sexy team in the first round. The year before that, they lost to St. Peter's, right?
Hawaii in the points all day.
I do think it's the play. I mean, look, for whatever reason, Arkansas just has been on this monster win streak, but also look at when they've stepped away from the SEC. 1 point win against Winthrop, 4 point win against Samford. They that's not necessarily killing it. All right. They haven't played, I think Hawaii's the play. Hawaii should have beat Oregon at Oregon. They lose at the buzzer, right? At Arizona State, they lose by 7. This team's battle tested. And I think they have enough height to be an issue for Arkansas. Give me the points. Razorbacks will win the game, I think. But I think Hawaii, it's too many points. Give me the Rainbow Warriors.
And we all know it's a hard ticket to Hawaii.
I'll lay it. I think, I'll be curious to see how that size looks against Arkansas.
7 feet,
sometimes not all size is the same. A-Cuff, big game. I'm going to take the donkey approach. VCU
It's Dominic the Donkey.
taking on North Carolina. I have not heard a ton of banter about this game. 6-11 matchup, 3:50 p.m. on the West Coast. We're in Greenville, South Carolina on TNT. So this is the start of the second half of the day. North Carolina laying 2 here, -135 on the money line. VCU +115, 153.5 is the total. We're going under 72.5 for that first half under. My gut tells me that I like I like VCU as a bet here, but man, does my radar or my whatever instincts go off that this is like it. I don't have a good reason for it, but North Carolina is going to show up and get the job.
Well, UNC always, and we saw it last year when we didn't think they deserved to be in the tournament, going to win a couple games there.
And Hubert, I don't believe
Hubert
he's a good
Davis,
coach,
9-2 ATS in the tournament. So
that's not real.
I'm with you, Ryan. You look at the metrics and you're like, oh man, 68% from the line. That's not good. VCU better at the 3-point. VCU gets the line more and they shoot the better free throws. UNC obviously with no Caleb Wilson. And you look at since post Caleb Wilson, they've still been pretty solid. 39th nationally in adjusted efficiency. VCU over that stretch has been 29th, according to Bart Torvik, nerd ball there. VCU, VCU though 1-5 against tournament teams, but they're coming in on a 16-1 run straight up. So it like when VCU stepped up in competition, it seems like they've struggled here a little bit, which is the case for UNC.
Also, North Carolina hasn't exactly beat a ton of tournament teams.
No, and so there's very easy ways to shit on UNC, but I'll actually take UNC because of Hubert Davis and his ATS record in the tournament. That's the thing I'm leaning on here. But I could see the case for VCU. Colby, what are you doing?
I'm on VCU. I think they win this outright. Yeah, you look at Carolina's their best player, Caleb Wilson's out. Right, Carolina. One of the strengths that they had coming in this year was rebounding. Right, Hubert Davis pinpointed this. He told me this at ACC Media Days that he was like, "I'm going to go way. We couldn't rebound the ball last year. We're going to rebound it." Well, they're without one of their best guys. They're a top 100 rebounding team, right? 52nd in the nation. Well, guess who's also a top 100 rebounding team? VCU. VCU is Phil Martelli Jr. too, who's got his brother and dad on the staff. Dad might know a little thing about basketball. And if you look early in the year, those tournament teams, 3-point loss to Utah State, the game at NC State. I was at that game. Me and NC Nick went to that game, and we thought VCU actually was the better team. I think this VCU team, what did they win? 16 of 17 with their only loss being at St. Louis, a game they were up for majority of the game. They are playing elite ball, and they've already. I like the fact that they couldn't afford to lose. They had to run the table in the A10. They've been dealing with this pressure for a while. I like that. I think VCU gets it outright.
5.5 percentage point difference at the line as well. Shocked to see Sean taking a team that's shooting sub 70% from the line in UNC. Give me VCU. My model loves this one the most.
You really like this game?
I was surprised to see how off market the number that popped out was. And then when I looked into it, I like Colby said, I mean, first of all, it's easy for me to want to fade Hubert Davis, even though I recently
he's awesome
looked at the numbers for him in the tournament too. Yeah, I do. I mean, I've watched at least 4 North Carolina games this year, and not at no time in these games have I said this looks like a team that's very close to being good. Whereas I've watched VCU and been like, this is a good team.
And remember, it was his first season. A lot of those losses in November, like Utah State and NC State, that was the first week of the season.
Lastly, I mean, we should support a fellow Italian. I mean, shout out to the Italian baseball team. They went down in the World Baseball Classic, but we will rise again. First, we'll go with a Calipari, then we'll go with a Martelli Jr. Yeah, let's take the Rams.
Didn't they ask me if I wanted that on my sandwich today?
No, yeah, they did. They said, "You want some more?" This is a money line.
Yes,
spot. This is a great money line spot.
This is right. Yeah. Ryan's giving away his dog. 2-point dog.
Yeah, it's a great dog.
What is this money line right now? It's plus 115. That's he's really stepping out there, man.
I mean, you want 15% return on anything. That's pretty good.
I'm with you here.
All right. Next up, We don't have a number on this one, but this is the time slot for 10 p.m. on the West Coast in Buffalo. When
you just move Howard. You want to hit
the winner of Howard UMBC will be taking on Michigan, and a big healthy point spread in this one. And then the game after this is another we don't know yet. NC State Texas
Dog is going to hit
winner.
you. I feel pretty good about whatever dog is there. I think we'll advance.
And that's the beauty of
is in trouble.
Bracket contest is you get both teams, so you kind of get the free roll. This is definitely the one where I'll be picking the NC State or Texas bubble.
Correct.
Against BYU in Portland. Maybe a little home edge to the. Doubt the Mormons are heading to Portland to support this one.
I feel like Oregon might be a state that has Mormons though.
Yeah?
Eastern Oregon. Remember they wanted to. Didn't recently Eastern Oregon wanted to separate from Western Oregon?
If does the state operate in a kind of get off my lawn protocol? If yes, Mormons are there, and so you're probably right. They don't want people asking questions about the whole multiple wife thing. Like
that's why they moved to Utah.
Don't ask. You don't know it's my sister, my wife, my what? Maybe I got multiple.
They're tired of people being uptight about
it.
Maybe I live with 4 of my sisters and my wife. Get off my fucking lawn, bro. 10 seed Texas A&M, 7 seed St. Marys in Oklahoma City, 4:30 p.m. on True TV. St. Mary's laying 3 -160 on the money line, +140 for A&M. 147 is the total. We're going under 69.5 in the first half under. Colby,
fascinating matchup.
Every year St. Mary's is a 7 or a 10 seed. Every year they're on this.
I love
line.
this matchup because of the contrast in styles. Buckyball, if you followed him through his career, always like top 20 in pace. They're number 19 right now. And what does Randy Bennett and St. Mary's do?
The opposite.
They are like Tony Bennett back in the day, like 287th. But this is actually one of their faster teams. I feel like they're playing fast over there in Moraga, California. But they're 287th in pace. And when you look at it,
real quick, Colby, sorry to interrupt you, but the last time they had a pace this fast was 2015.
I told you, man, I follow this shit. So I was like, wow, they're actually playing kind of fast. But I do think in this game, Randy Bennett being such a seasoned great coach, and he's due for that run. Unfortunately, I don't like the second round matchup, but I do think he has a strong coaching advantage here, and I think he's going to try to slow this out and make A&M feel uncomfortable. A&M is not a great defensive team. St. Mary's top 20. Also, the WCC is way up as you see 3 teams in the tournament. That hasn't happened in forever, right? Also, I feel like Wayne Tinkle, Oregon State, decent team that recently came in from the Pac-12. Same with Wazoo. So the conference, I believe, is a tougher conference. So they're more battle tested than ever. I think they're going to get A&M. I think Buckyball. The only thing that scares me about Buckyball is the crowd is probably going to be pro A&M in Oklahoma City there.
100%.
Yeah, that's the only thing I got to worry about.
Although I will say St. Mary's is one of those schools that provides like assistance if
they'll fly you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They send us basically a fan base. They send you out there. They put you up in a hotel. So St. Mary's typically has a good away presence.
Well, St. Mary's also they fit the free throw commandment rule. St. Mary's 81%, number 1 free throw shooting team in the nation, and not only that, but they're a favorite of 4 or less. So that's the sweet spot where you maximize you get the 70% ATS. Now, what Texas A&M has going for them as far as the trend stuff. Teams coming off 20-point losses have been pretty good in round 64.
Also, if you want to hit the trends, UCF and Texas A&M, the 2 oldest teams in the tournament, old teams have gone very far. But it's a little different to me with A&M than it is UCF because UCF's old, but they've all been Johnny Dawkins' system. This is Buzz's team. Some of this they hit the portal aggressively like all these teams do, but they're not that familiar with buckyball. You know what I mean? I don't know that the stats will align. But they are old, so there is something to that.
Well, and Randy Bennett, he's been in the tournament a lot. Not good against the number 6 and 12 ATS. Those are obviously points for Texas A&M, but just kind of looking at it, eye test. Texas A&M relies on the 3, and I think St. Mary's pretty good at defending the 3 ball. I think that's going to be the difference. And St. Mary's pretty good at hitting 3s. So I think the 3 is going to be where this game's decided, and I'll take St. Mary's laying it.
I think the 3 ball, the free throw, and the last one's the rebounding. I think
top 10 rebounding.
Yeah, St. Mary's is a very good rebounding team, and I think they're going to have a decided advantage there. So yeah, I'll lay it as well. I said I was going to follow the commandments.
Mr. Jalapeno he's giving us money to WCC parlay.
Wow.
With Gonzaga and Santa Clara.
All of them. Just throw them all in a bucket and see what happens.
Yeah.
Money line or spread, sir? I want to know how risky you are. Another 10-7 here. We're now in the late block, 6:25 p.m. on the West Coast in Greenville, South Carolina. TNT 7:10. Illinois, Penn, Illinois. Well, this is not right. It's a 3:14. No, I'm realizing the seeds are incorrect on the sheet here, and you don't have seeds on the slide. Oh
wow!
Illinois laying 24.5 minus 10,000 on the money line. Penn plus 2,500. 149.5 is the total. We're going under 72.5 for that first half under. And like I was mentioning, Illinois Penn is a 3:14 matchup. 24.5 is a huge number here.
It is,
and
huge.
Another chalky dog is this Penn team.
Well, they got the what's that kid's name that went off? Power.
Yeah,
which is super fun. Some people are trying to say. Some people are trying to say he's the next Jack Golke. But
what does that mean?
No, just a random kid you learn about on day 1 of March Madness because he goes.
But you can't use someone we've already learned about because he lit up the Ivy League.
You say he's the next one though.
No, I know. I'm just. But the joke is we didn't know.
But Golke was hitting.
I know, but we didn't know Jack Golke until Jack Golke went off in that
Speak
first
for yourself.
round.
I knew Jack Golke.
Of course,
he only had like four 2-point shots on the year that year.
I'm just saying that Power kid just had a monster game.
Well, look, we're gonna need Ethan Roberts.
Put up 44 points.
Ethan Roberts here,
coming off
their leading
concussion.
scorer. This guy's been missing games. Hey, buddy, this is a concussion. Stop faking it. You
Wait,
can't
what?
He's missed multiple games with a concussion in basketball.
Maybe he's transferring.
Stop. Ethan Roberts, game time decision. You're gonna need to play. All right, you're gonna remember this shit your whole life. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, Penn coming off the miracle win where they shot lights out and overtime.
Look, I got hit with a beer stein in the head before, and I worked a fucking shift the next day.
We have beer steins in the merch store.
What do you mean?
Promo code March.
It's like, come on, dude. How many games can you miss with a concussion? I think so.
Oh, I thought
football had happened.
I thought it's not real.
Yeah, those aren't. Yeah, I had just nose bleeding. But
Penn relies on the 3, but Illinois pretty good at defending the 3.
Well, this game's interesting because Fran McCaffrey was at Iowa so long, and he went up against Underwood so many different times. Underwood does own him. He's won 10 of the last 11.
I was gonna say, that's not a good.
Some of these ones have been close, man.
Illinois has when favored by more than 15 points, 8-2 ATS, almost a 11-point advantage at the line. I'm laying the chalk.
Are we worried a little bit about the size of Illinois?
Are we worried a little bit about Europeans in South Carolina? Culture shock.
What do you mean?
But they've been living in Illinois.
They're not a little different in Illinois. You can go see the fucking opera. You can go see all the shit.
They got Joe's Crab House here. Oh, we lost our 7-foot center.
I think Penn.
He went to Dick's Last Resort.
Penn stays within this. McCaffrey's too good of a coach. They're going to come out hot.
McCaffrey's
Underwood in the tournament always.
8-10 ATS.
Underwood's always trash in the tournament.
Yes, exactly.
Underwood? I'm saying Underwood's always trash.
McCaffrey's not good either.
Yeah.
Does the free throw trend cover minus 24.5 spreads?
Yeah, because if you're a 77% plus, it's 63%. Now, obviously, it's higher as
I'm
the
saying,
spread
do
goes
we have
down.
a massive favorite section? I'll lay it with Illinois as well.
Yeah,
I've heard too many people tell me about how.
Oh, I don't think they're live on the money line, but I'm taking the points all day. That's too many points.
No.
I don't even have a good reason for laying it here, but I'm laying it.
Hey, you guys signed up with Rhythm? The Rhythm is gonna betcha. Picks, prop sides, totals. Rhythm has it all. This is awesome, and they have a brand new bracket generator. Love this thing. If you're take this, you head over to Kalshi, fire away for your chance to win $1 billion. Fire away on our free chance to win $5,000. Very fun because sometimes you get a little too crazy with the bracket. The model is great. I have 3 models going with Rhythm. I use their house model. I use Lehigh Rules. That's my other model. And then I have our buddy Rosenberg, his model that I borrowed over on Rhythm as well. So it's great. You plug it in and they generate the entire bracket as a image here. Super fun, super easy. Great tool to help you fill out your bracket and dominate. And again, a Rhythm user last year using the bracket generating tool went 25-2 in their bracket, Ryan. And imagine if you were in the Kalshi $1 billion bracket contest, 2 picks away from $1 billion. Dare to dream. Get Rhythm's bracket. There's so many places to play free brackets, and maybe you don't have time to think about everyone or whatever. Very easy hack here. Love it. And again, great tool. Highly recommend it. Use that promo code SGPN25. Download the Rhythm app today. And we're also brought to you by Novig. Who likes Vig? I know who likes Vigs. Those guys trying to take your money. Well, Novig, it's great. First off, there's no Vig. Very easy concept for people to understand and grasp. Spend $5, get $50. Use that promo code SGPN. Great prices on if you're betting 36 first half unders, which we recommend. That's a lot of Vig if you're paying -110. Now, if you're getting nice reduced juice over on Novig, you get some better prices. Imagine the difference between -102 and -110 on 36 bets. Kramer, you're a math whiz. That's a pretty. It
adds up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're betting 36 first half unders, and you're getting a -105, -102, whatever it is, the reduced juice is great. Highly recommend Novig. Available in a bunch of states. If it's available in yours, do us and yourself a favor. Use promo code SGPN. Download the Novig app today.
All right. Couple more games to go here. Thursday, first round of March Madness. St. Louis, Georgia, 8-9 matchup in Buffalo, New York, 6:45 p.m. on the West Coast on CBS. Georgia laying 2.5, -155 on the money line. St. Louis +135, 170 is the total, 80.5. Big first half total. We're going under. Will Sean be fading or supporting Fat Blob of Mayo here?
I'm really torn
because this is a tough one as someone who loves Georgia.
Yeah,
tough match
because. Oh man!
I also is he still dealing with that plantar fasciitis or whatever?
Of course he is. But he looked.
His coaches
looked good in that game.
I mean,
and they lost that heartbreaker.
Almost Schultz.
They lost that heartbreaker to Dayton, but the Fat Blob of Mayo stepped up and drilled that deep three. Very fun team. Shoot the ball obviously very well. Second in the nation 3-point percentage. And they also defend the 3-ball well. I know that's not Georgia's strength, but in general, I think St. Louis's defense is kind of underrated. It's all about the Fat Blob of Mayo. Georgia a little bit better offensive rebounding. I mean, honestly, looking at this, it's just more. Do you want to ride with the Fat Blob of Mayo or do you not? Georgia's head coach Mike White being 0-4 in the tourney did stand out. Some guys just aren't built for the next level.
And does it stand out against Josh Schertz, a guy who was robbed of the tourney at Indiana State with our Fat Blob of Mayo there, and a guy that's really won at a lot of levels here. Wherever he's been, it's like McCollum in a way. Because when he was at Lincoln Memorial, he took him to a lot of D2 Final Fours and national championship games. I think there's a clear coaching edge with the Billikens.
I'm on St. Louis. I'll ride with the Fat Blob of Mayo.
I worry about a guy named Blue Cane in Buffalo.
Yeah,
overnight. But
test your Blue Cane, everyone.
Look, I got to see Georgia. I got to see Georgia with my own eyes. All right, at the Charleston Classic.
Boots on the ground. What'd you think,
I got to see him twice.
All right, here we go.
They are a very athletic team. They will be the more athletic team in this matchup, but I do think they struggle with non-athletic teams. I watched Xavier. They beat Xavier by 1 on a very lucky play. They lost to Clemson, who I don't think is super athletic this year. I think the Billikens, if anything, I actually think the Billikens play smart. Now they have been ass on the road lately, but this isn't the road. This is a neutral site. Billikens, the way they lost the other day, Heartbreak Hotel. They get up. It's Shirts' his home state where he's from. Let's go. Let's get that dub. I think that fat blob of mayo makes a gigantic three or makes a great pass to win them a game. That's another thing. He's got a great basketball IQ. It reminds me of Krutwig in a way of like his passing is great.
He is very good. And when I call him a fat blob of mayo, it's just because kind of like if you watch Joker in the NBA, like he has all these like crazy moves.
Stay puff marshmallow.
But he has like literally no muscle mass. Like how do you?
Well, the goggles don't help him either.
Yeah, and he looks like a bit of a nerd. Someone called him the funniest basketball player in the nation. They're like, "What do you mean? He's humorous?" The guy's like, "No, he's funny." Like he clearly was just making fun.
Funny like a clown.
He's just a goofy guy. Whatever. And it's fun to call him fat blob of mayo. Kramer, you're on Georgia, right?
No, I'm fading.
Come on, go on Georgia.
We were talking about this
you're
earlier.
a Georgia guy.
I'm not on Georgia. I'm on St. Louis.
Kramer's on St. Louis. That's not good.
There's a handful of these short spreads that I kind of like. Maybe we'll do a little short dog, small dog, money
Kramer's
line parlay.
dog walk, and it's just him walking tiny dogs.
Tiny dogs. Almost there. 7 p.m. on the West Coast. We're in Portland, Oregon. Gonzaga, not too far from home, taking on Kennesaw State. Gonzaga laying 20.5 points, minus 4,200 on the money line, 17-1 for Kennesaw State. 154.5 is the total. We're going under 72.5 first half total. It's Gonzaga in the first round against an inferior opponent, but Gonzaga, there's reason to question if they're gonna gas all the way.
Mark had a few, has not been good. ATS.
There are lakes near
19
Portland.
and 26 ATS. Maybe him and the dogs go up, cruise around, couple cold ones.
Yeah, no, I mean this will be a Gonzaga crowd. That is the only like can Kennesaw go up there and weather the storm? Kennesaw has been through a lot over the years. Obviously, their former coach Abdul Rahim, passed away. Recruited some of these players, I believe, and that was a random passing away. Like Amir Abdul Rahim just randomly went for like a routine surgery, and just boom, had some type of bad reaction or something happened there. But Antoine Petaway has come over, and he has really hit. I mean, this is a great story. This is a great story of what he's doing here at Kennesaw. And you look back, this is a team that only lost to Alabama by single digits earlier in the year. I like the way they're playing down the stretch, man. I really do. They've won I think 7 of 9. Even with that,
as a 14 seed in 2023, only a couple years back, they only lost by 5 in that first game.
And Braden Huff is out. We know this. He's not playing this round. I think they stay within the number. I think Zags will obviously win the game, but I think it's a big number.
20.5. Yeah, too big.
Conference USA has won at least one game in 6 of the past 10 tournaments. Including upsets 12, 13, 13, 14, and a 15 seed over obviously the top 5 seeds on the other one. That doesn't even include Florida Atlantic's 2023 final. Let's run as a 9 seed. So the Conference USA has been good in this spot.
Let's not forget that since they're one of their leading scorers, Simeon Cottle, who was on the take last year, and that story came out, he got suspended this year. Right, he was just playing on their roster. They've been a lot better since he's been out. Some of these losses, we should consider early in the year.
They weren't exactly all in. Yeah, the concerning part would be that Kennesaw wants to play with pace. Gonzaga is more than happy to play with pace.
The thing though too is the Owls. They're known for putting 358 in fouls. So they put you to the line a bunch, but Gonzaga doesn't hit their free throws. So I think that actually is fine for them.
It feels like a little bit of a stretch.
No, I think one of their weaknesses is fouling.
Yes.
And Gonzaga's not good at hitting free throws. I think that's good for covering a 20.5 point spread.
Okay. I'll lay it.
Mark had a few. Right, we talked.
Oh, you're anti-beer now?
No, I'm
Jesus.
anti
Fucking
fading.
guy.
I'm anti fading the March Madness commandments. Mark Few is thou shalt not worship false idols, and you're going to the church of Mark Few. Just trying to warn you, Ryan. When they win by 18 points, don't come crying to old Sean
Idaho,
Gray.
Houston.
You'll be off playing the NFL slot machine. You won't even
or
care.
throwing dice. Yeah, I won't care. You're right. Houston, the 2 seed in Oklahoma City. Houston got a nice draw. They'll get to play that Florida matchup in Houston. Some say that's not fair. 7:10 p.m. on the West Coast. Houston laying 23.5, -9,000 on the money line. Idaho 24-1 to win a single basketball game. 136 is the lowest total on the day, and we're going under the 63.5 first half total. As someone who's been betting first half totals for a while, to see so many, or I mean, honestly, nothing in the 50s. That's rare.
Yeah.
To see very little in the mid to low 60s.
We might go 90%.
That's rare. All of these numbers in the 70s and all the way up to 80s, crazy. So lowest number on the board here, Houston, Idaho. I guess the first thing you point out is with a very low total. Obviously, Houston wants to play a certain way, very slow. Idaho's kind of medium tempo. I mean, is the number? Can Houston cover a number this big?
Yes, in my
considering how they want to play this game.
Well, they're 77% from the line, so just start there. And again, in these big spreads, do you have size? No, the Vandals don't. They don't have any. They're still decent rebounding, but I think they're just going to get destroyed. And you look at their conference, Big Sky's been horrible at ATS, 4-15-1 ATS over the past 2 decades, including 1-6-1 ATS as if they're a dog in the seed line there. So
I've been on the wrong side of some of those.
Yeah, some of those teams are tempting, but Kelvin Sampson 6 straight Sweet 16s. I guess maybe a comp you would say Lehigh. Kept it to 18 against Houston. Maybe that's something, but they're playing at home here.
Well, it's in Oklahoma City.
Oh, you're right.
But Kelvin Sampson, if you're a regular person from Oklahoma just going to this tournament, he was the head coach of the Sooners for like 15 years, or 14 years, whatever it is. I do.
So
think
you hate him? Or
no, I think they have a genuine love for him.
Okay.
But
I'll lay it with Houston.
This is one of the best plays, dude. They're gonna fuck up Idaho. Dude.
Really?
Like, dude, have you looked at what Houston's done in these opening rounds against these? They held SIU Edwards on a 40 last year.
That's true. You're right. Lay it.
You take the team total of 56.5 points for Idaho. Take the
smash
under on that. Yes. Also, I do believe we were talking about Houston's got some crazy odds to win by potentially 30. I think it's a smash play. Look, by the way, this number would have covered. I think 7 of the last 8 years in the opening round.
So we're gonna we'll alt Houston.
I'm saying for the 56.5. Yeah. They've only got one team has gotten over 56 points with them. And to me, that was I think it was like San Diego State.
So we do alt for Wisconsin and alt for Houston.
Alt for Houston
parlayed together.
No,
that's not what you're
47 point win. I think they'll win comfortably. I think they'll win by like 35.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we'll take Houston -30.
Okay, yeah,
and
then I'm on board.
Wisconsin -18.
Yeah,
parlay that together, get a big price.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I got Houston going far.
I don't want to
reveal anything.
Idaho, you made the tournament first time in 30 years. Here's your reward.
Shout out to Moscow, Idaho, for being inclusive and progressive.
And Jerry pointed out Idaho does have a 7'2" guy. You're right. My bad on that one, but I still think they get destroyed. I like Colby's take on that. Houston's
you know what kind of 7'2" guy goes to Idaho?
What kind of guy?
Not a very athletic guy.
That's true.
You're not going to Moscow, Idaho. If you're athletic 7'2" guy. Period.
All right, time for some locks and money lined dogs. Oh man, this is going to be tough to narrow it down. Got a bunch I like here. Colby, 4 locks and a dog.
Let's start right there with Houston laying 23.5.
Whoa.
Let's then
Kind of like it too.
jump over to the likes. I feel pretty good about Wisconsin laying 9.5 against High Point.
Yes.
Whoa.
I will also take Hawaii plus 15 against Arkansas.
Whoa.
How many is that right now? How many more do I need?
2 more locks.
Let's take.
Wait. You had Houston, Wisconsin, and who?
That's it.
No, I said Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, my bad.
And the last one, let's go with. I do think it. Your correct answer is Vanderbilt.
Like a lot of these plays, Colby.
I mean, Colby. You know what? Continue. I don't want to.
The dog to win outright is VCU. It's a short little yapper. Let's parlay VCU and TCU.
Whoa. The CU parlay.
Mm-hmm. I don't like giving out like little, Yorkshires.
What?
Yorkshire Terrier.
A Yorkshire?
Yeah.
What's a Yorkshire? Sean, do you know what a Yorkshire?
Yorkshire Terrier. Jeez. Fire away. Right. That's everything. Right. I gave my parlay.
Yes. All right. So for me, gonna hit
Your
on
dog was a parlay, just to be clear.
Oh, so I can do another parlay too.
You don't
Let's
have
do
to do a parlay.
No, let's do
Since you're trying to show off how big your dog is.
Yorkshire. Shire like John.
The York of Shire.
Let's parlay. We're gonna just do the favorites here. Houston.
Dear.
this is your
Vanderbilt.
parlay. Because
Well, no. The dog parlay is one.
Okay.
VCU and TCU.
VCU with TCU is his dog.
Yeah.
Pay attention, Sean. This is very complicated.
And then the big parlay that's going to hit us a lot of cash. All right.
Yes.
All right,
Is
so Colby's a lot of cash parlay.
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin.
Vanderbilt,
Okay.
Houston,
Wow.
and St. Mary's.
All on the money line? How brave.
No, ATS.
Okay. So for me, I do like Wisconsin laying the 9.5. Hawaii getting the 15. St. Mary's laying the 3. And then do like Troy, like Michigan State. Yeah, I like Ohio State too. South Florida, very tempting on the money line. You know what? I'll take Troy plus 13, and I'll take USF on the money line for my parlay. I know Kramer was anti me, kind of going full degen here, but I mean, what about a Troy South Florida money line parlay? That's gonna pay pretty awesome.
Like 15-1.
Yeah, that's maybe a little too crazy. Oh, here we go. Round robin, Troy, USF, and St. Louis. All on the money line.
Round robin.
Yes. Threw a little 3-teamer. But I also like Colby's Vandy minus 11 and Houston minus 23.5.
Appreciate you.
Those will probably be like the 6 I'm on is my 4 locks and then a couple of Colby's there. Kramer, what are you doing?
All right, we'll lock up VCU. We'll lock up St. Mary's.
VCU lay
Plus
getting
the
2.
2.
St. Mary's laying the 3.
We'll lock up. Ooh, actually, we might need to. You know what? Take VCU off there, please.
Okay.
We'll lock up South Florida. We will lock up. All right, so we've already got one dog on the card. Let's lock up. Yeah, Houston, put that on the card. Play the 23.5. Let's get. Do I go? What? I mean, we were already kind of early, and you know what? Let's just lean into it. I've liked this Ohio State team.
I'm going to be betting Ohio State.
Lay the 2.5. And then dog, give me VCU on the money line. And for my parlay, give me, I think we just go very simply Wisconsin.
Okay.
Vanderbilt. Yeah, just 2 legs. 5 seeds. 5 seeds take care of business.
Love it. Yeah. So, and then I got, if you have the sheet, the 3 other games I will be betting, I added on to there.
Really?
Yeah. So, well, more is just a reminder for my own record keeping, Ryan. But in case people were curious.
So you're only betting 7 of the games?
Big sides, and
you're also going to bet whoever wins NC State, Texas against BYU, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll also be betting, well, that doesn't include the money line and then my round robin. So, and the first half under. So I got a lot of bets to put in. A lot of paper tickets coming. Let's go, baby. Awesome time. Excited. We knocked out all the Thursday picks, and then tomorrow, all the Friday picks. And the next thing you know it, we're hanging out Wednesday night at the Circa, having some cocktails, come by, say hi, get in on that bracket madness. I'm serious. I'm turning this podcast around. We don't get more people in this fucking contest. It's completely free. 5K up for grabs. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. Merch madness is upon us. 15% off everything.
George Mason, start your football program t-shirts flying off the shelves.
No,
I think we hopefully we still have.
I'm going to pull these off the shelves. If we don't get
what's
more,
our number? I'm not getting
the only
intel.
number we're talking about is bracket madness sign up numbers. And if those numbers don't start, if we don't start hitting some quotas, there's going to be no George Mason t-shirts. All right.
Georgia Mason, he said.
Georgia Mason.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we like Georgia Mason.
Shout out startyourfootballprogram.com. 15% off promo code merch. Check out the college experience wherever you get your pods, daily college basketball picks pods. If you want to hear some sick fucks talking about the NIT, check out the college experience. We'll be back breaking down all Friday's action tomorrow. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the Money Greenies. Ryan,
I will also be betting Arkansas.
Kramer, let it ride.